Hello everybody, welcome back to a new episode of Railway Empire 2. Today we're going to do a ride along again, meaning I will pick the train. I thought I had picked the train actually. Yeah, this one's going east, if I'm not mistaken. So it could be that one. Yep. And that one is being loaded and heading to town. Yep, this is the one we're going to do today. So the plan is, like I said, we're going to ride along Paris, Caen, Rennes, Brest, Rennes, Nantes, Tours, Orléans, and eventually Paris again. And yes, I'm using as much as I can the French pronunciation. We will probably have to stop and zoom out every once in a while because there are some cities that I really need to check and redo construction. I'm also hoping that we're going to get very close to 1850 because the next episode we were going to do the... Oh, hang on. Have I made a mistake here? Have I made a mistake? I think I have made a mistake. Yep, I have made. So why is it heading to... I have made two mistakes. Limoges, Brun. Oh, no, Brun was okay. La Rochelle. Nantes. Bonnet. Like I said, I think I made three mistakes. And the third one being missing, indeed, a gridiron. And as it said, no, wait. And lacking the maintenance post over there. So we're not going to ride along. Well, it's a good thing I see this actually now. Because this means that I would prevent any problems before they actually happen. And those gel. I don't need the last one. I need that one. I simply had forgotten to do this. it's not a biggie. Just an oversight. It's more that it would give problems. So like I said, the next episode we're going from La Rochelle to Limoges, Clermont-Ferrand, Lyon, Clermont-Ferrand, Limoges, La Rochelle, Nantes, and once again La Rochelle. That means there will be a connection between this part and that part. I can actually, maybe I should redo that entire track. Start in Nantes, heading to Lyon, then from La Rochelle to Bordeaux. So this is going to be a hub. Back to La Rochelle. Currently, this one is already being loaded, so I can't adjust things right now. It also means that La Rochelle becomes the hub right now. I'm leaving it like this for the time being. Can edit this one, because it still needs to be deployed. Starting in Nantes, that means there's a connection between those two. To La Rochelle. But then, should I go this way first? Or south? I don't have a connection to Bordeaux yet. So that would actually be my first stop. Nantes. Let's do that later. Brune. Limoges. Clermont. Oran. Lyon. Clermont. Hein? Limoges. Rochelle. Bonnet. Nantes. Okay, so this is going to be the passenger. No. I might as well do this. I mean, it's easier to do it now as to do it when all 4 trains are actually in it. Rochelle. Green. So we're not going to ride along yet. The only reason I pick Moulin is because it's more halfway and this distance is quite short, so. Right, so this is all done. We have some trains without freight, which will be better. Time to go to Paris. Select our train. It's being loaded. So we might as well hop aboard and watch it take off. If the game picks up, that is. I think it's recalculating some routes right now. But just let it go. There it is. Take some time, yeah. 40, 20, 35, 155. Here we go. One is leaving, and so on. This looks very nice for the busy station, especially if we also get the trains coming in at some point. Don't yet, except for some cargo. That's not even coming in, that's going out. I really think I should pay more attention to terrain with ups and downs. So I ended up at 45 million 2 episodes ago. Everything has a difference right now. So almost 20 million is everything I spent in building the tracks, buying the trains, buying the caboose and the dining or refrigerated cars. And I have a terrible graphical glitch to our left. That is supposed to be a lake, but I don't think so. Oh, it is. It is supposed to be a lake. Never mind. I don't have a terrible graphical glitch. This is the Seine, by the way, for those who are familiar with European geography. But that lake is looking a little bit weird. This gives a better view. So, like I said, I hope to end up very close to 1850, because that will make it easier in one of the upcoming episodes to concentrate on the iron industry. I'm very curious how that is going. What we see is quite comparable to what I remember France being like. Just like the previous one towards Luxembourg was similar landscape-wise to what I remember. But then I went there 40 years ago. Lots of things can change in 40 years. Is that a passenger train? Yes. Which one? Oh, the clockwise. Behind 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 cars. Yep, very nice. Very cool. We also see, to our right, the white cliffs of Dover and the Pas de Calais, or English Channel. It depends at which side you're standing. The white cliffs of Dover can only be seen on one side, but the name of sea straits really depends on where you live. The mainland will call it, multiple countries call it Pas de Calais, while on the other side they usually use the name Dover Strait. But we are approaching the French city of Caen, close to the North Sea and that very tiny area. So 135, let's see how many we end up. 120, 160, 240. like I said, actually Pas-de-Calais is here, so what we saw is the Isle of Wight. Also weird seeing that the cars don't have wheels at a certain distance. Charpentier, that's our first station. Not sure if we actually go there. Well, go to do maintenance, that is. So the area we are in is very familiar to people who are familiar with combat. It's the area where William the Conqueror left from when he decided to visit England for quite some time, and he liked that country that much he decided to stay there. It's also the area where people from Britain, US, Canada, Netherlands, Poland, Czechia, and France, and a lot more others decided to enter France in one of the darkest pages of European history. So, and I think it's even one of the areas where French and the British clashed, resulting in the battle that make longbows famous. Lots and lots of things happened there. Usually people only visit it for the World War II memorials, but there's a lot more history in Normandy as people think. It's the place also where Vikings were settled, and it's actually where the name comes from. So the trains are traveling through the virtual historic area. Of Turenne. Which is actually already closer to Brittany. A lot of traffic going on in the parts. I made a mistake earlier on building the routes. That pause button really is excellent. It was one of my cats stabbing the space. Well, either way, the game unpaused at some point. So, because of that, time moved on a little bit and trains already took off before I actually planned them to do so. Also, we're getting closer to other cities and passing along in time, so trains are actually doing their routes, starting their routes by now. Or haven't done part of it. Next bit will be interesting because we're heading to Brest, which means we're either going, no, taking the bridge first part of the bridge. The look of things ahead, that bridge is not going to look very beautiful. Lots of passengers unloading right now. Not that many moving to Brest. I think that's our mail train. Yeah, I'm going to take the bridge. People looking outside of that window actually be like, oh my god, we're falling in. That they're being like cough cough because of the snow. So that maybe it. Have another look at it. No. Yes. Jersey, Guernsey, all that. So, I've never been to Brittany, by the way, so I can't compare it. Well, it's funny that passenger and local tracks are in reverse on this side. That's because of the way I actually had set it up. My plan was to do a nice loop around Ren, and that didn't work out the way I wanted. And the zigzagging is simply because I tried to keep as much of what AI have built available, and in some occasions I actually try to build like the AI did. And that's with lots of zigzagging. In a way it makes the game more realistic. That it's also less effective cost and level time wise. Not that many people. There are lots of people leaving. Waiting for another train. going to make it to 1850 soon. Ah, that's why it slowed down for some reason. Probably something with the building. So far I like the view we have ahead of us. Now, that's Ren. We should prepare for that. If we don't, it means I made a mistake. Will it be the first one? Will it be the last one? There's a mail train. I think we have another passenger train waiting. We don't. That's the passenger. That's the mail train. Then what we saw was a passenger train probably. Or something went wrong and trains are waiting again. Wouldn't surprise me if this one has been going in a complete wrong direction for a while. There's the mail train. Oh, wait, I've got everything differently right now. Those were supply trains we actually saw passing by. These are the supply trains. 57 Walter. Doubt we're going to do a refill on that yet. Hey, but that's going well. So this time we're going to take the tunnel. Because I couldn't get the bridge going. No matter what I did, I couldn't get a good bridge going for trucks. But for some weird reason, the tunnel was possible. So I decided, you know what, let's do 2 tunnels, 2 tracks in the tunnel. Then the game was like, nah, we don't like that. Didn't work. So eventually I had to build a tunnel for one track and a bridge for the other one. Okay, so we got this situation. In a way it's looking nice though. Though the steep angles don't. train heading to out. This could be the one traveling here. No, this can't be the one because it's heading in the same. This is the clockwise train. Let's see how many passengers it actually. Oh, how many passengers do we have? 240. So, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 also. Full one. So it's a little bit crowded here, but everything works as planned, which is nice. Negative balance, well, that will improve. This will improve. Same with that, it will improve because the cities need to grow to unlock some items. When it does, go better. And we missed this bridge crossing in this circling. Well, never mind. I think there's a lot going on with the trains in front of us. All cargo trains waiting to deliver stuff. Oh, I know why. Well, because they come in and everything needs to go through this station. But it's only 2 tracks, and the way I see it here, there's also 2 tracks going out, so I need to change that. If I can, by adding another switch connecting 2 platforms to the network. not easy because it needed getting 4-track grid iron, and it was only having 2 tracks going out, so everything needs to be passed while the trains that needed to stop also were using platforms. So we'll see what's going to happen now. Do calculations. There it goes. It had to recalculate all the routing of trains over there, because all of a sudden they got 4 platforms to choose from instead of 2. There we go. No. Yes. Actually, this feels like joke we once used to tell about people from Belgium, my country, asking if the flash was on, then the guy standing behind the car was yes, no, yes, no, yes, no. Well, my game decided to do something. Is it running? Yes, no, yes, no. It is now. Problem solved. Let's move on to the some repairs. So entering the Massif Central, I'm not mistaken. Clermont-Ferrand is certainly into the Massif Central. Moon is actually lower in maybe bottom cloud. As you can see, we are slowly going up. Not much, but we are going up. This too should be actually perfect. The noise we heard here is actually the cargo train in front of us. Which has all of a sudden stopped. Is it on the breakdown? No. It's simply waiting for tracks to become available. So everything on that station is going on platform 1 and 2. While 3 and 4 are available too. Things are working fine. I just have a look at my income. I haven't even noticed that we passed much beyond the 45 million I was having before purchasing everything else. done of the colony. That's actually the last city we'll be having, buddy. And like I said, it is most likely an Central. Mountains and things like that. Although that may actually be the start of the Alps. Once again, it's completely full. There are plenty of passengers available. Also, plenty of mail available, which mainly basically means that this route is going to be profitable. That's okay. Yes, I had an idea at some point. Then started to change it. So we're crossing the Seine again. Is the Seine actually? No, it isn't. It's another one. Hang on. That's the Seine. So I guess this is. It's been so long since I did my topography. The Loire probably crossed. I think the Rhone is actually running here somewhere. I'll have to take a look at that in a bit. It looks like it's been skipping stations, which is odd. Maybe things will balance out the moment all my trains are actually running there. from Paris. Actually, called it Garden Nord, but it's at the south side, so I should rename it. The system in Paris is they have 3 or 4 main stations, one at each corner of the ring. So Garden Nord is actually in the north. I think there is a Gare de Lyon, which is actually the direction it is going to, and there was a third one, I can't remember that name. And similar to what happens in London with all the different stations on what once was outskirts of the city and are now partially inside city borders. All caused by city expansion, of course, but the idea was if you keep stations on the outskirts, you won't get pollution inside the cities. Well, at the time with steam locomotives, yeah, it certainly had a certain value. Nowadays with the electric ones, I think the biggest problem isn't the emissions, at least the steam and the smoke. I think the biggest problem nowadays is actually sound. Fortunately, in Europe we don't have those problems. And there's a tip. Weekly profit 3 million. And I'm earning more on freight as I'm doing on passengers or milk. Then I'm looking at the balance, and I more or less lose income from either milk or passengers is about the same as I have to pay for the personnel. So that's quite nice actually. What's even better is that the passenger lists milk income is increasing, which is done 45k done by this railway line. However, several problems. Why are you missing? You're supposed to go to Nancy. Where is Mancini? Up there. Then why, if you're coming from this terminal, never mind, I know why. doing 2 trips here. I think I know why. Then moves to another station, then moves to Mercier. But Mercier is actually having water, 2 water, nothing here, so I guess to build that one over there. And it's close to Strasbourg, so it should, in theory, stop here and start getting water. And it's once again lagging. Yep, problem solved. So, because of this train having a problem, lots of others were having problems too. That's the cool stuff train. Why is it going to Charpentier? I'm not picking up anything. Might as well do this. $65 million income, 29 out, 35 profits. Still paying some 37,000 somewhere. Probably some track building still. This dropped dramatically. That's good, the breakdowns. Now let's see. Supply to number 1, number 2, number 3, number 4. 4 doesn't have that marking. Number 5 doesn't have that marking. Eindhoven still a bottleneck. Very big one. So we made it to July, which is actually not what I wanted to. I had hoped to get to December or even January 49, but we didn't. But they're all passing through the same tracks. All taking. There's a reason for that. All have to take these two tracks to get there. Maybe I should turn it into a 4-track. Then do switches much further ahead and this maintenance post later as well. Let's see, maintenance. Demolish. Happen. Hey, knock it off. Stupid. I hope this actually works now. Because I had, if I remember things correctly, I had set certain routes to visit other platforms. Now let's see what happens. this. I only want to see what happens on the platforms. Especially the ones up here. Because it was only taking 3 and 4. I'm curious what's going to happen right now. It's actually, things actually are going faster or not. Isn't, I may actually reconstruct the other part with 4 track with iron as well. More down in the center part. It does look like things are going better right now though. Don't see the markings coming up yet. He moves more to the outer platforms, so Brussels is able to pass on over here. Not. That's it. Brussels is going to another direction. Yep, it actually works. Hold up, on the other side is still there, but also slowly disappearing now. Okay, Nantes. That's where our next transport is going to go through. With this done, an hour and a half on the clock, I'm going to close it for today. And it's once again lagging because I was stupid. And now I got a bigger problem. Oh, no, I don't. Anyway, while the game is still lagging, thanks for watching everybody. I hope you've been enjoying this. I did. At least all this lagging proves one thing. England and Scandinavia maybe not. I don't think it's a good idea. So, I wish everybody a good week and I hope to see you next week. Goodbye.